Hi, my name's Josh. It's not DeadRadical. It does not what it says at the bottom of the video. Don't think I even said my YouTube username there right. DeadRadical. There you go. That's how you say it. In case you were confused about how to say the words dead and radical, I'm here for you. But I also want to just ease some fears going into this video. I'm going to tell you now, not once in the video do I try to do a Batman voice impression. Okay, I mean, listen to my voice. It can't even pass for Robin, for God's sake. Maybe Alfred, because I'm British, but I'm not even going to attempt that, to be honest. So you're safe. You're safe from a god-awful, disgusting Batman impression. There will be Arkham Knight spoilers, but that's... who cares, to be honest, because that game was fucking shit. And this might be coming out in the video, but I'm getting weird lighting and shadows on my face. I don't know why that's happening, so enjoy that if you care at all. I just thought I'd point that out, because now that I've pointed out, it's okay that it looks shit, because I'm conscious of it. That's how it works. Let's get on with the show then!
So Batman's a bit of a douchebag, isn't he? Oh sure, we all love him. Even those of us who aren't into the comic books or the films hold a small place in our hearts for good old Batsy. There's just something about watching a rich man run about in his pyjamas at night time with a little boy that's endlessly appealing to us. Unfortunately, over the past few years, Batman's become progressively more and more unlikable. Something which was made painfully and delightfully clear in last year's release of Arkham Knight. Batman was missing something in this game, and arguably the previous Arkham games as well, as good as they were, a vital piece of the character's missing: his capacity for empathy. One of the first things Batman does in this game is basically torture a dude. Let's not forget to mention the fact he just blew the guy's car up, so he's already not in great condition. But okay, sure, it's a high-stakes situation. It's the start of the game, we've got to establish how big and dangerous everything is. This isn't the time for empathy. Okay, fair enough, okay.
If you're lying, I'll break the other one. The other one?
What the hell, man? What are you doing that for? Come on! You see, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That's not the behaviour of a hero. Heck, it's behaviour we'd expect from the goddamn Joker. Picture him doing all of that and it fitting entirely with his character. But this is Batman, for God's sake. Why is he just randomly breaking people's bones? Yeah, the dude is a criminal and Batman hates crime, but it just comes off feeling unnecessary. Maybe it's meant to be played as a badass moment? Maybe? That's not that badass. Besides, it can't be that much of a high-stakes situation if he's got enough time to walk around having hologram phone calls with people. And what part of hologram phone calls is more convenient than just the simple earpiece to use in the previous games? That's like choosing to ride a bike over a car because the new bike has a graphics card sellotaped to it. It's sort of like that. I couldn't think of a better metaphor. But okay, I can stay cool. It's fine, whatever, I'll let it slide. I'm not going to let one small thing ruin the game for me. Jeez, come on now, come on.
She's ours now. Can you imagine what the Knight's going to do to her? What are you doing?
Bruce, what are you doing there? Hi there, I'm a big fan, but I'm a bit concerned about what you're doing here. Could you stop that? What are you doing? Bruce? Hello? Now this is just a really awkward moment in the game, and unlike the bit where Batman breaks the dude's wrist, here we have actual participation within the moment. And to be honest, it's even worse this time round. It says intimidate on the screen, but no, we're playing as a man torturing another man. And the idea of having torture within a video game, I don't have a problem with, but why is this happening in a Batman game? And just like the wrist-breaking scene, it's played entirely straight here. I can only assume that it's meant to be a cool, dark and edgy moment, but it just doesn't come off that way at all. It'd be like if they had Superman snap someone's neck. Oh, wait, yeah, they did that. Fuck's sakes. These two moments here really summarises my problem with Batman and how he's portrayed in these games, as well as a lot of other media he's featured in. It doesn't feel like I'm playing as some badass hero, a silent guardian. It just feels like I'm playing as some douchebag dickhead. Batman hasn't always been like this though, and I'm not just talking about his cheesy origins. Batman, the animated series, was a massively popular and critically acclaimed TV show from the 90s. I would go into why this TV show was so fantastic and beloved, but chances are you probably already know why it's so good, and even if you haven't watched it before, just watch the footage that I'm playing right now and listen to that opening theme. My god, does it get you pumped. This show was absolutely fucking fantastic. God damn it, I'm running out of breath. This was a take on Batman that not only retooled certain characters like Mr. Freeze, which they did really well, might I add. Seriously, go watch the Heart of Ice episode, it is beautiful, and it is retooled so well that even the mediocre Batman and Robin film from the late 90s used the origin. Arguably the smartest choice they made for that goddamn movie. Heck, they even carry it on in the Arkham games. They did really well here. Then we have characters like Harley Quinn, someone who was created for this show and has stuck around to this very day. Heck, she's now starring in her own movie this year. That's goddamn impressive for a little cartoon show from the 90s. The impact this show had on the Batman franchise is just undeniable. There's a specific episode I'd like to focus on today though. It's an episode that, for me at least, demonstrates perfectly how Batman is meant to be portrayed. And that episode is Baby Doll. Right, okay, so a quick rundown of the episode for those of you who haven't seen it. This is about an out-of-work actress who has become mad and twisted due to falling out of the limelight after being in a hit TV show. A big part of this is because she suffers from a condition that prevented her body from ever aging. She ends up kidnapping her former co-stars and holding them hostage, because that's what you do, I guess, and she's made all the more bitter by the fact that they continue to lead much happier and successful lives than her own. So straight off the bat, this might not seem like an episode to take all that seriously. After all, Batman's enemy in the episode is not going to pose that much of a physical threat to him. And although some of it is played for laughs, it also takes the material seriously when it needs to. Because we're invited to see what drove her to this point, so we end up feeling kind of bad for her. Yeah, she's making some really bad choices, but it's coming from a place of pain, rather than petty evil, just doing it because. Now, if this was the so-called Batman of today, the Arkham Batman of today. Okay, I don't know why I'm doing this voice. The point is, if this was the Batman of today, he would burst into the room, punch Baby Doll literally 5 billion times in a row until not even until her bones are broken, no, until they're a fine powder from how much he's done it in one continuous go. And then we're meant to think he's all badass, you know, he's not showing any emotion, he's not smiling, looking angry, no emotion, stern, he's a badass. What we don't know, he's in the Batmobile crying down the phone to Robin, because he's self-conscious about what he's doing, because he just beat up someone with a disability. That's messed up. In today's world, that is messed up. We could get away with that last year, not in 2016. I'm taking a stand. No more. I'm not letting it. No, Batman. No more disability beating up. No! Luckily for us, that isn't the Batman we've got here. Instead of trying to break her face to pieces, yeah, that'll fucking help her, that'll sort her out right good. No, he's calling out to her, he's trying to help her, because he empathises with her. And that's a really important distinction to make here as well. He's not just sympathising with her, he's not simply feeling sorry for her. It's much more than that.
Don't run away. I know you're scared, confused. I can help you.
And that's it right there. That's the small little moment that makes Batman such a special character and what makes him really work and click in this show. He understands her pain. She, like many people from the city of Gotham and Bruce Wayne himself, are a victim. He knows exactly what she's feeling. Instead of shouting at her how he's going to break all of her bones, he acknowledges what she's going through. That she's scared and confused. A feeling he once knew all too well. And I'm not too sure if you just caught that small bit of dialogue there that you gave, just a tiny little line. This is going to seem like a really small point to make, but bear with me, it's important. He delivers this small line. I can help you. Wow. Wow, we just do not see that from today's Batman at all, and definitely not from the Arkham games Batman either. Instead of a gravelly, angry man who just wants to cripple people, we get a Batman here who understands the pain of the character he's fighting against. He's trying to get through to her, and it doesn't matter whether he succeeds in this or not, because that simple effort alone is what separates him from the very people he fights against. It's what makes him a superhero. Instead of lashing out like his villains do, he takes those feelings of pain, guilt and shame and trying to put it towards something that's good, to trying to heal the city, so people don't have to go through what he did as a child. Offering kindness to those who are unlucky enough to never be offered it before. just like Bruce was offered kindness. Now, I'm not saying Arkham Knight should have been a game where Batman drives around Gotham City hugging every criminal he sees. Although, let's be honest, that would be amazing if that was actually the game. But I would have liked to see Batman come back with some empathy. Not this violent, mean psychopath. After all, he's being voiced by the same guy here from the cartoon. We know that Kevin Conroy can do empathy really well with the character. To be honest, it's a waste of this guy's talent just to have him being angry and stern all the time. If they decided to do a story which was all about Batman going too far, getting in too deep and becoming as bad as those he fought against, then I actually wouldn't have a problem with any of these moments at all, or how the character's being portrayed. But the game isn't interested in critiquing the character at all. It's far more interested in trying to show how awesome he is, and oh, don't you just want to be like him? And no, I don't. After all, if Batman's going to be a mean, psychopathic thug, then what's the point in having the Joker as a character? These two are meant to be polar opposites. Again, if you wanted to do a story which showed their similarities, that would actually be interesting. But the story fails to live up to any of this. It's a story that's too occupied with worshipping Batman, instead of honouring who he actually is. We need more moments like this.
I saw what happened to your wife. I'm sorry.
I'm beyond emotions. They've been frozen dead in me.
And less moments like this.
Joker's cure. Where is it?
And maybe some more fun moments like this.
Let's play a little game. I'll try to guess Daggett's plan, and you'll let me know if I'm right.
And maybe a little less disturbing moments like this.
No, not again! Please, no! Please, God, no! Oh! 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 No!
Remember something else?
Now, we do have a Telltale series for Batman coming this year, and although I'm beginning to get a little tired of their formula, I'm actually excited for this project. Their games don't exactly lend themselves to action-focused gameplay, and even when they do have action, it's thankfully kept quite brief. This could be a real opportunity to focus on stories that aren't all about worshipping Batman, to have actual interesting character insights and dynamics. Because the Arkham games never really lived up to Batman's brilliant roster of villains, in the sense that they were all there for us to just punch and beat up. Which is a shame because Batman has complicated relationships with many of his enemies, often to do with his empathy playing a part in that. Ironically, these characters feel more alive, fleshed out and 3D from the pages they originally sprung from, whereas in these games they feel more 2D than ever. Heck, Batman spends the entire game flat out ignoring the Joker and his taunts, and that's just not interesting at all. We're not watching two characters playing off each other here. It's just two children in the playground with one of them giving the other the cold shoulder. Instead of making Batman seem awesome and all stern and dark and mysterious, it just makes him look like a bratty, petty child. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. The point is, the Telltale game could be a great chance to turn this all around, to give us villains that have more purpose than just being a punching bag, and to showcase a better Batman. A Batman we deserve.
I didn't mean to.
Before we wrap up, I thought I should address, if you do like this badass version of Batman from Arkham Knight and other stuff, that's completely fine and completely valid. You know, I get it. I used to really be into this idea and version of Batman, but it just doesn't do anything for me anymore. It's a really boring idea, and especially when so much media is using that idea of Batman. I mean, it's a big part of why I'm not excited for Batman vs Superman. Everybody's just frowning, looking miserable or angry in that film so far. I mean, you know, I haven't seen the film, it's just the trailers, the shit trailers that just make me not excited at all, so, you know, I hope the film's good, but it doesn't look that great. I mean, even Superman. Why is Superman frowning and miserable all the time? He's the man of tomorrow. He's got a... Oh, my dinner's ready. That's great timing. But yeah, Superman and Batman smile to have a handshake, think about who you are, look into the man in the mirror, and it's a bit of a shit ending, to be honest, so I'm just going to play the Batman cartoon ending music to see us through, because then you're going to be tricked into thinking, oh, that was a great ending, and now I'm really pumped for more Dead Radical YouTube adventures. So I'm going to play that music now. Bye!
Remember something else?